Hi, welcome to Knitting Downsized. My name is Katie, and this is a podcast about knitting, about life in a camper as a family of four with a little doggy, and about our little expeditions and travels that we do. Welcome today. Today has been kind of a crazy day. Before I get started, I do want to let you guys know, you'll probably hear it in the background a little bit. And I apologize. I wanted to go ahead and get a podcast out today. But if you can hear it, I'm really sorry. We've had some rain today and last night, actually lots of rain. And our power cord and our surge protector blew up today. So they literally blew up. One of the prongs on our 50 amp cord blew up. So if you guys own a camper and are planning on traveling, definitely have an extra. We are having such a hard time trying to find one. We are very blessed that we have a toy hauler, and the toy hauler has an onboard generator, a pretty large generator. It runs all of our lights and refrigerators and all that good stuff. So we're not having any trouble. It is a little bit loud. It kind of sounds like a loud, I guess, air conditioner, but it is not an air conditioner that's on. So I wanted to warn you guys before you start watching, if that noise is annoying, I'm sorry. Maybe, wait till next episode to watch, but I wanted to get one out today just to say hey and share some of my Christmas knits with you guys. It's going to be a short one because like I said, it's been a very crazy day. We have been all over town trying to find cords and surge protectors and still have had no luck. So Amazon it is. And I hate that. I hate buying from Amazon if I can buy from a local company, but unfortunately we have had no luck. So anyway, down to some knitting. So first off, I do have an Instagram. If you're new here, check me out over at Knitting Downsized. Over there, I share some of my projects, or I try to if it's not a crazy busy week. And I share a little bit about our traveling and about life in a camper as well. So it's Knitting Downsized. If you like this content, check me out over there. Like and subscribe here if, like I said, you like what I'm doing. So thanks for coming once again today. I'm probably repeating myself 800 times, and I'm sorry, but it's been one of those days. So first off, I wanted to share with you, I have a whole pile of FOs. I got into some Christmas knitting this week, and I said I wasn't going to do any, and now I am. So 2 weeks out, and I decided that I need to do a bunch of Christmas knitting. So first off, last week I showed you guys a whip that I had, and I was almost done, I think, or I was on maybe halfway done. And it was the Arrow Cowl by Rinde. Highly recommend this pattern if you are getting into mosaic knitting for the first time. It's a really great pattern. I really like it, and like I talked more about it in last week's episode. It is a little confusing as far as the chart. You can't just go from the bottom of the chart to the top and then repeat that. It doesn't line up right. So you actually have to figure out where a repeat ends and do that again. So if you're going to do this pattern, definitely check the chart out before you just go blind and just go all the way up through it, because it doesn't end to end doesn't match up. It's not, the chart isn't a full repeat, or actually, I'm sorry, it is a full repeat. It's actually a repeat and a half. So it doesn't line up right. So I used Cascade Friday Harbor. So it is an 80-20 wool and silk blend, and I finished mine. I did 3 of the repeats. So these are little arrows. I really like this pattern. I like how it turned out. It's definitely something, it's got a little bit of interest, so it's really kind of cool because I think these are like 26 rows or something, so really not that much. But each row, or every 2 rows, is pretty much the same thing, which I think is really cool. It makes it very easy to do, and very easy to do with kiddos running around, or if your life's crazy and maybe this this would be a really nice travel project. So the Friday Harbor I really enjoy using. I have a couple other projects with it, and this cowl used like a third of the 2 colors, so I had tons left. And it's really nice. It's a really like squishy, thick yarn. Definitely, if you're going to use it as a worsted, I would gauge swatch. It's listed as a worsted, but to me it was more of an Aran. I actually sized up to 9s just to make it comfortable knitting. And I'm not really that much of a tight knitter, so so I got that done, and I decided I have all this yarn left. I want to use it, and I don't foresee myself buying like a sweater quantity of it, especially in these colors. They have tons of colors, by the way. And so I wanted to use up these 2 colors, and they're kind of Christmassy holiday colors. So I wanted to use them up, and so I don't have them in my stash, especially since I had kind of a significant quantity of them. So I made a pair of mittens to go with it. My favorite, all-time favorite mitten pattern is World's Simplest Mitts. If you've never done a pair of mittens, check out the pattern. They definitely hold your hand the whole way, and the pattern has them from baby all the way up to, I think, adult large. So it's a pattern by Tincanknits. You can find it on their website, on Ravelry, and I think Love Crafts as well. It's a free pattern. So it's the World's Simplest Mitts, and I used the red color from the cowl and just a little stripe of the white on there. So I'm really digging it. I did, because this is such a bulky yarn, like an Aran weight yarn, now I am a little bit of a quicker knitter. I think I did them in about an hour and a half a piece of just solid straight knitting. Now I didn't do super long cuffs, but I definitely could have done longer cuffs, but super fun. I did, because this yarn is a little bit heavier than I think the yarn in the pattern is. I sized down to like an adult medium, but they fit me really well. So I'm actually gonna do, I tried to auction these off in our neighborhood, and nobody seemed to be interested, which kind of stinks. And but my son's teacher is these are definitely her colors and her type of I guess outfits, wardrobe. These would definitely fit very well in those. So these are going to be her Christmas gift for Christmas this year. So tomorrow is my son's last day, so I'm gonna wrap these up and put those in her little thing. So this week was also Spirit Week at my son's school, and Monday was Dress Like the Grinch Day. So I am a knitter and a crocheter, and my son had nothing that was Grinchy. I think he had some green sweatpants and maybe a green shirt. So I wanted to make him a Grinch hat, and I had some time at work during, lunch break and things. So I crocheted him up a quick Grinch hat. I used to do these a lot. I used to do like 11 craft shows every year here in Western North Carolina, and selling my hats, but mostly crochet. Whenever I stopped doing shows, I really got into knitting. So I made this little hat. I like his little crazy eyebrow. It's kind of hard to tell on you, but his crazy eyebrow, and his little tuft of hair. So I just knit this up real quick, or crocheted, this up real quick. This is made of some leftover Cascade, which is crazy. I actually had a full skein of this green Cascade as a leftover from, I think, a sweater that I had made. And it's crazy the difference that crocheting and knitting, the amount of yarn that you use, because I almost used a whole skein of Cascade worsted. It's 200 yards. I almost used a whole skein in this hat, and I didn't really do thick braids or anything, so where I could probably get 2 hats if I knit it. So it's kind of crazy the different amounts of yarn usage in hats. So, and of course, because my son is kind of not funny, but he doesn't like to wear characters or anything like that. I thought I could get him to wear it because I made it, and he really loves it, but he just will not wear it. So On Grinch Day, he just wore green sweatpants. But my daughter actually wore it to her school, her mother's morning out program that day, and has worn it ever since. So she loves the hat, so it's getting tons of use, which I'm really, really super happy about. So instead, my son has been wearing his Santa hat all week. So he really super loves it. Oh, so these are our Christmas decorations. Because we live in a camper, we do not have room for an actual tree. And because my kids are little, it is very difficult to have a big tree. So that right there is our tree. I think it's like 3 feet tall and it is covered in kid ornaments, but they can't destroy it. And if they do destroy it, it was not a huge investment. So yeah, that's our little Christmas tree and kind of our Christmas get up with our stockings. This right here, we like to do garlands in our camper because we have multiple slide outs. So over our slide outs, we do different garlands. The one that's over our other slide out is the kids. They've actually made a button garland and like their ornaments, although these are their ornaments as well. They made those this week at school. So yeah. Oh, and I think if you can see right there is a camper ornament. We found some camper ornaments at Target, I think, and we had to purchase them, because we live in a camper. So so on to some more knitting. So like I said, I have tons of this Cascade Friday Harbor left. I kind of can't get over how much I have left. I think they were just 100 gram skeins, but they're definitely a really good value for your money. And I think they would make really great worsted Aran weight socks. I think the silk content in them would just make them like pretty bulletproof, especially for, just wandering around the house socks, and they'd be super warm, thick and warm. So I had enough left over that I made the Beloved Bonnet by Tincanknits. Also, another one of my favorite patterns. I love this pattern. I have made my daughter 3 or 4 of them. I've made friends of ours. This is kind of my go-to pattern for little girls or even little boys. I think, with a neutral, you could do all kinds of things with this. Because I think the pattern calls for worsted, and once again, this is, to me, it's a little bit more of an Aran weight, and I wanted it to be squishier and not so dense. I did it on 9s, I believe, and I sized down. So this, I think, is baby, and I needed it to be child, I think. Our neighbors have 2 little kiddos, and their daughter Artemis, I think that is the coolest name. Artemis, she's little bitty, and she's always in a little carrier, so I thought this would be really cool for her. So definitely check it out. It is worth the money to buy the pattern. I think it's like $7, I think. And you can purchase it on the Tincanknits website or Ravelry. I think Love Crafts is Well. And it comes in, I think, newborn all the way up to adult sizes. I haven't made an adult one yet, but I think I want to try. It seems like a really good fit. My daughter has really big cheeks and not a whole lot of head. So whenever she wears a beanie or a hat, it seems like they fall off really easy. But whenever I put the bonnets on her, they stay on her really, really well. And she's really busy, so the bonnets, and you can even like tie them under. I'll just do like a quick tie. I won't knot them or anything. And they stay on really, really well. So highly recommend. So Artemis, our little neighbor girl, her brother Avery is Fiona's age, and I wanted to make him a hat as well. So I made him a hat with some of my leftovers. This is all Cascade and like this cool yellow and blues. I'm really digging this color combination. I think it's so fun. For some reason, I don't know why, but it reminds me of like Yellow Submarine. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but I worked at Best Buy many, many years ago out of when I was in college, and I think I want to say like maybe one of their album covers was like these colors or something. I don't know why I think I associate this with Yellow Submarine, but I really dig it. I dig the big pom-pom and everything. So those are some of my Christmas knits that I've gotten this week. This hat doesn't have a pattern or anything. I think I did 80 stitches. He's 3, so I did 80 stitches and did a couple inches of ribbing, and then I think 6 or 8 or like 6 inches of the hat. So no particular pattern. I do use the Clover pom-pom makers, and I highly recommend those. Those are super easy, and they're very economical. They're super cheap, and you can purchase the whole pack and then use a coupon. You know, if you go to Michael's or Joann's and you're in the States, use a coupon and you get 50% off, and they're, you know, just a couple bucks. So they are awesome. They come in, I think, 3 or 4 different sizes, and then I think even like a jumbo that's like this big, you know. I think that would be super awesome, especially for decorations and stuff. I think I would really like that. So I am working on 2 more projects for Christmas. I actually have 3 projects that I need to get done for Christmas. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. So I wanted to show you, this is my leftover Friday Harbor. So I still have 2 like decent chunks of that yarn left, and I've made 3 really decent sized projects with them. So definitely a good bang for your buck. I'm knitting up a quick headband to go with my son's teacher gift, and I thought I would just do like a quick little cable thing on it. I'm not the best with cables. I need more experience on them. I've done the antler hat by, once again, Tincanknits, and it's a really good intro to cables, but I would really like to get better at them. I'd like to do a cabled sweater. Maybe one day, we'll see. I really love color work too, so it's hard to get away from color work projects. So I'm just doing a quick, hopefully finish it tonight, headband, so that she can wear it, you know. Hopefully it'll match everything, the whole rest of the projects that I have finished for her. So she'll have a headband, some mittens, and a little cowl. So she's definitely knit worthy. She loves my son. We love her. She's one of those teachers that you can tell just loves her kids, and not just as students, but as, you know, kids, and really cares about them. So it's pretty awesome. It almost makes me tear up, like that there's really awesome teachers still out there. So another one of my Christmas gifts that I'm doing, I am doing a quick ranunculus, and that pattern is by Midori Hirose, and it is such a cool pattern. I've done 2 already, 3 actually. I just realized I've done three ranunculuses. This will be my 4th, and I'm using Juniper Moon Patagonia, and it's actually the yarn that's in this sweater, this gray. This is a Soldotna sweater, a Soldotna crop, but I added length because I don't really like crop tops, and I did the full sleeves. So instead of doing the short sleeves like the pattern calls for, I just continued on, and I did very minimal decreases. I kind of like a baggier sleeves, and, you know, did long sleeves. I really like this sweater. I don't know if you can tell, you can probably tell, see all the halo? The off-white that's in this is a local yarn. I think I've talked about this sweater before, but it is a local yarn, and it is a blend. The sheep are Icelandic Shetland, so it's a blended yarn, and this is I think it's the natural color that it comes in. So there is a local a mom and daughter, and they've split their herd up. So part of their herd is here, we're in town where I live, and then the other part is kind of west of us, like more towards Tennessee. But they get together and they spin their yarn, and it is freaking fantastic. Like the halo, like look at that halo. It is pretty awesome, and it makes kind of all the color work like super fuzzy. The other colors, the pink and the green, are Blue Sky Fibers, and I don't remember the color names, but I really like this sweater. I'm pretty proud of this sweater, and how I actually made sleeves that are long enough, Usually my sleeves are like what I call bracelet length, but they're usually like 3/4 length. So anyway, back to this. I'm gonna make a quick ranunculus for a friend of ours, and I'm super excited. I'm just gonna do just the gray. I've got, I think, 3 skeins of the gray. I think it will be plenty. I am sizing up, so needle wise, I've just started the, I guess, the collar. In the pattern, it asks you to, or I guess it recommends that you do a tubular cast on. I don't. I go farther down in the pattern, and Midori Hirose is really good about like each section of the pattern. She tells you how many stitches you should have at that point, and I find the point where it starts at the neck, or at the, I guess, the body of the sweater, and I just cast on that amount of stitches in my normal cast on method and do my normal amount of ribbing, or the ribbing that I guess it calls for, and then I start the sweater. So I don't actually do the tubular cast on. I guess I'm sure, absolutely sure, she wrote it in the pattern for a reason. I'm sure the tubular cast on would be great, but I feel like that's a whole lot of effort for me. Not just because it's gift knit, but because I really like the cast on that I use. So maybe one day I'll get better at using a tubular cast on. I'm sorry, Maggie has dropped something underneath our slide out and she's trying to dig it out. So I am doing the ranunculus. I'm gonna do this headband, and I think I'm gonna make, hopefully if I have time, I would like to make a quick cowgirl crop for our neighbor. She used to be a barrel racer, barrel on horses, right? I'm pretty sure it's barrel racing. She used to do that, and now she drives a bulldozer. So she's super like girl power, amazing. And I'd like to make her the cowgirl crop because, you know, it's cowgirl boots and hats and stuff. So, and she is super tiny, so it should be a super quick knit. So those are my Christmas knits that I have finished and that I'm working on. And then I think I'm gonna do, hopefully I can get all these done by Christmas, and then I want to do a Christmas cast on. So what do you guys think about doing a Christmas cast on together? I don't want to do one particular project. Like I think we should just, everybody cast on something super awesome for 2023. So like maybe, even if it's just a pair of socks, I think it'd be really cool to cast something on together and work on something together. We can, I guess, do a hashtag. I am really bad at this game, guys. I enjoy talking to you guys though so much, and I enjoy all the comments that you guys post, and learn about where you guys are from and what you guys are knitting on. I think it's awesome. I love hearing from you guys. So I think it would be really cool to do a knit along, just a quick knit along for Christmas, maybe a Christmas cast on. I think maybe next week I'll come up with a real catchy hashtag that we can use. So be thinking about what you want to cast on, even if it's just a hat, you know, cast something on, you know, by the time, you know, it rolls around to 6 or 7 on Christmas, at least for us, you know, we've slowed down and we're just chilling out, eating leftovers, and I think it'd be cool to cast something on together and, you know, see what we get done. So I hope you guys have a really great day. Better than what we're having here at Casa de Devlin. So it's pretty crazy right now. So, but yeah, let's do that. Let's cast on something. I'm super stoked about Christmas. We love Christmas here. Just a week out. So, yeah, if you guys come up with a catchy hashtag, leave it below, and maybe I'll pick one of them. Maybe we can use just one of those if you guys come up with a catchy one. I'm not really super good at those. That way we can all follow along on Instagram and see what everybody's doing. I think that'd be really cool. So I hope you guys have just a super great day and an awesome weekend. I think we're supposed to get some snow here, so we are all excited about that. At least some good ice. We get a lot of ice here in Western North Carolina. Not a ton of snow, but a good amount of ice. So I think we're looking forward to some ice this weekend. But yeah, have a super great weekend. I hope to get a lot of knitting done on my Christmas sweater gifts. I'm really sorry that it's crazy again today, but I think if you've watched one or two, you realize that it's always going to be crazy. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. And leave below a comment and let me know what hashtag we should use. I mostly use Instagram. Actually, I primarily use Instagram. Unfortunately, I am not on Ravelry. So I would probably do a lot of stuff on Instagram and here on YouTube. So yeah, let me know. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.